Nothing. The Bible said that Jesus, he wasn't comely to look upon. That means there was nothing attractive about him on the outside. But he had ministry all down on the inside. He was one that would perform miracles. He was one that would cause the dead to rise. He was the one that spit in some clay and took it and put it on the blind man's eyes. And the blind man was getting shocked. And the devil said, wait a minute. That's the Son of God. That's the Messiah right there. And I've got to do everything I can to resist him. I've got to discredit his walk. And they talked about Jesus like a dirty dog. They beat him all night long. But because he understood what was on the inside of him, and he understood his purpose and his calling, and he knew the reason why he came, he said, I didn't come for the righteous, but I came for the sinners that they may repent. Y'all ain't saying? It's so funny because everybody who walked through the church door, we want them looking holy, saved, and sanctified. Everybody that walks through the door, we want them to look like us. Y'all ain't saying nothing to the Lord. But when you get the mind to be a soul winner, you're going to get some alcoholics coming in the church stunning. You're going to get gangbangers running through the church. Sometimes they carry guns and knives. You can't say, don't come in here. You don't look right. You don't look nice. You don't speak like me. He said, I want the unchurched. I want the ones that don't know me. I want the ones that have no outlook on life. I want those that have not been loved. I want those that have been molested. I want those that have been molesting folks. I want those that lost their children. I want the murderer. I want the thief. I want the robber. I want the raper. And if you let somebody snatch your joy, if you let the devil put out your fire, if you let the devil put out your praise, if you let the devil take your joy, if you let the devil mess up your household, if you let the devil mess up your destiny, then you're lost. Y'all ain't saying? The Bible says to lift up your head to the hills, from which cometh your help. Because your help cometh from your neighbor. Your help cometh from the pastor. Your help cometh from mama. Your help cometh from daddy. Your help cometh from the blood. Your help cometh from the crips. Your help comes from your boss. Your help cometh from the Lord, which means I have the Lord to be accountable to. I got to go and say nothing to the Lord. I got to be accountable to God. I have to be accountable for the way that I live my life. And if you see me going the wrong way, just pray for me. Don't boot me out of the church. Y'all ain't saying nothing to the Lord, because God could have boot Joshua out the priesthood. He could have kicked him out the temple, but he spoke to Satan. Y'all ain't saying. He spoke to Satan and told him, saying, I rebuke you. He's been plucked out of the fire. He belongs to me, and I changed him his dirty garment. Y'all ain't saying. Y'all ain't saying nothing to the Lord. Y'all ain't saying. Because the greatest weapon the devil can use against you is your past. He uses misunderstanding. He used judgmental and self-righteousness and tradition. He uses those things to put out your fire. But every time he tries to put out your fire, that's the time you need to start dancing. That's the time you need to start rejoicing. That's the time you need to pat yourself and say, I can go through it. Because I'm like a butterfly. And y'all answer, I'm going to fly away from here. And the thing that bothered me, it won't bother me no more. The things that used to trouble me. See, I learned a long time ago that you got to get delivered from folk. You got to get delivered from people. Because people will love, the devil will The devil has to use somebody. He ain't going to use a broom. He ain't going to use a stick. Because a stick can't talk. And if I ever see a stick talk, I don't know. I never